Hello, my Greeks and barbarians. Welcome to Byzantine Music Zero Week 3 reading exercises. We're going to start reading through some various different little patterns and get you used to the idea of how intervallic notation works and how these neumes actually interact with the scales that we use. You might remember from last week's example, and again, this is kind of more like this week's example because we've had to kind of shuffle around a couple of these days for these lessons because of the Greek festival down here in New Orleans. But here is the melody that we showed you before. If any of you guys could figure it out, that's great, but it's somewhere over the rainbow. Just written with a bunch of different symbols. So there's that part, and then sorry, So C octave, down one, down two, three, up one, up one, down an octave, up a sixth, or up five, down one, and then we're down six, so seventh, and then up another 5 notes, so up a sixth, da da, down one, down two, one, up one, down two, one up, down two. So that's one way to write somewhere over the rainbow if you want to. You'll also notice that we put these rhythmic modifiers. You've pretty much been able to surmise probably that this thing, it's called a klasma. It doubles the length of the neume. So it turns a quarter note into a half note. This thing, you'll notice it doesn't only modify the note above it to be half the length, so an eighth note, it turns the one before it. This is the most annoying thing to first learn with Byzantine music, is that this symbol chops this note and the note before it in half. And then this adds 3 extra beats. So 3 quarter notes plus 1 quarter note. If you've been following the Western music, makes it 4 beats long, aka a whole note. But we won't get into that until later. Let's look at some exercises. We're going to do stepwise patterns, we're going to do interval patterns, we're going to do at a phrase of each mode. Here's our stepwise patterns. We're going to do everything like I said in play go fourth on ni. So just let's sing through the scale up and down. Ni pa vu ga di ke zo ni zo ke di ga vu pa ni. Do a little slower. Ni pa vu ga di ke zo ni zo ke di ga vu pa ni. And what's funny is what we just sang is actually what's written here. Because you're going up one each time. Up one, up one, up one, up one, up one, up one, up one. And then this is also the same thing, going down though. And there's the text showing each note. You can also write this with kentimata. You would never see this. This would be considered bad orthography. But the same sort of thing. They just make you go up by 1. You can also write it like this. Because remember, both of these mean go up 1, but there are some ornamentations you can put with the kentimata. So you can write it like that. Here's something interesting though. You can combine these two into a single symbol that means the same thing. When you have Kadimata and the oligon being the long hot dog, and then the two Kadimata, the little, chicken nuggets, they read from the bottom up when you have them stacked. There's a reason why I'm telling you that, but just remember that they read from the bottom up, and you'll understand why later. So you could also write this like this: Ni pavu gadi kazoni, right? Ni pavu gadi kazoni. It would still just be in rhythm. Ni pavu gadi kazoni. I just wanted to kind of like rhythmically separate each neum so you knew what was happening. So you can also do it the other way with the ison first. Ni pavu gadi kazoni, just like before. And guess what? You can combine the hot dog and the chicken nuggets together again and put the chicken nuggets, the kendimata, on top of the oligon. But this means that this is the note that gets read first and then this note, even though they technically both mean the same thing. There are some specific differences that arise later. So you can write like this: Ni pavu gadi kazoni. Ni pavu gadi kazoni. Ni pavu gadi kazoni. Like I said before, it doesn't change the rhythm. It's just a shorthand for writing the same melody. Here's some more stepwise patterns. So let's talk it through. That's a 0 neum. That's go up 1, down 1, up 1, up 1, up 1, combined together, down 1, up 1, combined together, up 1, down 1, up 1, up 1, up 1, down 1. So you should have ni, ba, vu, ga, di, ke, zo, ni, ba, ni. Notice how I ended on ni. And we have the martirion that says that I'm on high ni. That's what the little tick there at the end means. Let's see if I was right. Da 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 da. Yep. And if you wanted to sing along and get your solfege, ni pavu gadi kezo ni pa ni. Ta-da! Let's do some interval patterns. These are a little bit trickier. 0 plus 2 minus 1 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 plus 2 minus 1. I just wrote different ways that you can go up 2 notes and different ways that you can go down 1 note. And then this is 0 minus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1. This is interesting. We'll talk about this when we get to it. Minus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1. So let's look at the first line here. Ni vu pa ga vu di ga ke di zo ke ni zo pa ni. And then we have ni ke zo di ke ga di vu ga pa vu ni pa zo ni. Ni vu pa ga vu di ke di zo ke ni zo pa ni. Ni ke zo di ke ga di vu ga pa vu ni pa zo ni. We'll sing a little slower so you have something to warm up with sometimes. Ni vu pa ga vu di ga ke di zo ke ni zo pa ni. Ni ke zo di ke ga di vu ga pa vu ni pa zo ni. I just want to bring into question this small symbol here. So notice that we have el afron minus 2, kendimata plus 1. You can combine these two together for a more efficient music reading experience and put them on top of an oligon. But the oligon ceases to have any intervallic influence and just serves as an aesthetic platform on which the real neumes are laid. Here's another intervallic pattern. Up 1, down 2. Up 1, up 1, 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 up 1, down 2, up 1. So, ni pa vu ga di ke zo ni pa ni. Did we get it right? It's basically this pattern. You can either do this with the solfege, ni pa vu ga di ke zo ni pa zo ni, or you can just sing the melody. At some point, there are a lot of people who like to stress that learning your solfege notes and learning how to read in solfege really will help. I think that they help to a point, but then I also think that it's also good to just kind of internalize how each interval feels and how each scale feels when you see the note, because you don't have the option to go vu-ke, or sorry, ni-ke, or something like that when you're sight reading, because you usually have a text, because that's what we're doing here, is we're singing church music with liturgical text. So I like to practice both ways. So you just and then ni pa vu ga di ke zo ni pa zo ni. We'll do it really slow so that you can have something to practice along with. 3, 4. Ni pa vu ga di ke zo ni pa zo ni. And then do it without it. Da, 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 Here's another interval pattern. This one is tricky, but let's show you the sheet music as well so you can just kind of get an idea. 0, we're starting on high ni, high C. Ni, go down 3, ni, up 2, zo, ni. That's the whole pattern. Do it nice and slow. Ni di zo ke vu di pa di ni vu zo pa ke ni pa ni. Do it one note at a time now. Ni di zo ga ke zo ni pa zo these are not as easy as the stepwise patterns, and you'll never see anything this hard. So if you can do this, you're going to be able to read just about anything. Now we'll do it without the solfege. Da, 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 Now we're going to do something kind of easy and fun. We're just going to do stock phrases. There's one stock phrase that you will find in every mode, and you've probably heard it a million times. Here's this in first mode. Ananas. Gavu pavu papa. Kyrie. Or Kyrie. Or Oh Lord. So we're going to run through these with the apikimata, and then we're just going to run them in series. So, first mode. Ananas. Da, 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 da. Second mode. Ananas. Da, da, da. Next one. Third mode. No, no, da, 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 da. You don't see that often in third mode, if at all, actually, but we're just putting it in there so you can kind of get an idea of the fact that this phrase, notice how every time it's the same symbols down here. So, oh yeah. Next one. Play with second mode. Back down to ba. And then we have engrave on zo. And then we have play go fourth. So let's hear them all in series. First mode, da, 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 da. Second mode, da, 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 da. Third mode, da, 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 da. Fourth mode, da, 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 da. Play go first, da, 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 da. Play go second, da, 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 da. Grave mode. And then play go fourth. So, but if you notice here, all of these are the same symbols. The only things that change are these martiria, because the tuning of each mode is different, and the solfege note that it lands on is different. So, na, Gov. So in first mode here, Gov, so it goes from Gov. Next one, second mode goes from the down to vo. And then we have ke down to ga, ke down to ga. And then we have zo, high zo, zo flat, ke di, zo, ke di, zo, di, Play go first, up on ke, from ni to ke, ni zo, ke, ni, ke. And then play go second, there's different tuning. Ba vu ga di ke di ga vu ba ni ba vu ga vu ba ga ba. See that? And then grave ga di ba ni zo ni zo. So from ba ni zo. Ba ni zo zo. And then we have ni wo ba ni ni. But as you can see, this is all the same phrase. Ison. This thing is called an iporoi. It serves to actually be two descending notes. This thing, the gorgo, makes the notes turn into eighth notes, this one and the one before it. And then this one turns this note and the note before it also. So you have a whole series of eighth notes here. This is kind of an ornamental thing that's coming from this thing called the andikenoma and the apostrofo. Don't worry about it for now. Just know that this is kind of a way that you would sing that phrase. You want to memorize that grouping. Whenever you see it, you'll know that that's or whatever mode you're in. And that is it. So next week we're going to look at rhythm modifiers and the special neumes, like that iporoi we were just looking at. There's a couple of other ones that cause certain patterns to happen, and we're just going to look at those. And then after that, we're going to start reading through some real repertoire. So looking forward to that. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. And keep practicing, keep chanting, and keep practicing your chironomy, your isokoratimata, all of that. And then this stuff will come as it at the pace that you want it to. We'll see you next time.